I thought my rich boyfriend truly pampered me, until the transfer student showed up. He pinned my WeChat to the top, gave her his exclusive car seat, and even helped her steal my spot for the special admission. What was worse, after we broke up, he forced my mom to lose her job and I was bullied at school. Since he pushed me to the edge, I decided to pretend to reconcile, make as much money and gain resources as I could, and secretly get into Tsinghua University to escape, leaving him with regret. Before I filled out my college application, I went to a bar with friends to relax, and unexpectedly ran into Kai Yi. I overheard them discussing who they wanted to lose their virginity to after graduation. Someone joked with Kai Yi, "Kai Yi, now that you're an adult, you should find someone to get a little experience, right? Are you thinking about Sha Chu or the class beauty?" Soon after, I heard Kai Yi nonchalantly respond, "Stop talking like that, you're going to scare Wei Wei." Chen Wei was sitting next to him, her face turning red. People around teased him, "Even with the class beauty sitting next to you, you managed to keep your hands off. You're a true gentleman." Kai Yi smiled lazily, "Keep saying this in front of Chen Wei, and I'll have to punch you." Chen Wei gathered her courage and said, "Actually, I'm fine with it." She shyly slipped a box of strawberry-flavored ultra-thin 001 condoms into his pocket. The crowd immediately erupted in teasing. I saw this scene and was about to leave when someone called out to me, "Hey, Kai Yi, your girlfriend seems to be on patrol." Kai Yi looked at me. He waved, "Sha Chu, come here." I had no choice but to walk over. He pulled me into his arms. I sat on his lap. The faint smell of alcohol hit me. I instinctively turned my head to avoid it. Kai Yi couldn't hold back and chuckled. "How come you're so obedient now? Not acting up? We're both adults now. Do you want to try this with me tonight?" I pushed him away. "Stop it. There are too many people." He gently patted my head, like he was calming a child. "Okay, they're just joking. Don't be mad," I calmly said. "Yeah, I'm not angry." Kai Yi pulled at the corner of his mouth. "All right, stop pretending to be tough. I know what you're thinking. They're all just messing around. We didn't take it seriously. Don't be mad at Chen Wei. She heard about our breakup and said if you don't like her, she'll stay away from me. Just hoping we won't fight. Me and her. It's really nothing." I smiled faintly. "Yeah, I believe you. Don't worry. I didn't come here for that." Kai Yi paused for a moment, raising his eyebrows. "Then why did you come find me? Aren't you here to check on me?" I looked up at him. "But aren't you the one who hates it when I check on you?" "Don't worry. I just came to hang out with friends. Relax a bit, and I'll leave soon. I'm not here for you. They're still waiting for me. I'll go over first." I was about to get up. Kai Yi grabbed my wrist a little too hard. "Wait." He bit his lip. "College applications are coming up. Remember to apply to Nanjing University with me. Our college. We're still together." Leaving Kai Yi. My back was already drenched in cold sweat. I replayed my reaction just now. I didn't think I had upset him. I knew, with just one word, this guy could have my mom fired. That night, I stared at the college application column, hesitating between which school to choose. Actually, with my grades, I could get into Tsinghua University. Nanjing University was where Chen Wei wanted to go. I thought, if I secretly applied to Tsinghua without Kai Yi knowing, how would he react if he found out? Kai Yi and I started dating in our second year of high school. He was the school's top figure, handsome, smart, and rich. He received love letters non-stop. I was just an ordinary girl, focused on studying, with nothing special except for my good grades. I was worlds apart from Kai Yi. But he always gave me a sense of security. He would carry fruit candies in his pocket every day because I had low blood sugar. He even specially got me a bike seat just so he could be around me more. I come from a single-parent family. My mom only has a primary school education and worked washing dishes in a restaurant, earning very little. He knew my family situation and always tried to give me money. I refused every time. Because I really liked him. I thought, as long as I didn't accept his money, my relationship with him would be on equal terms. Luckily, after I started dating him, my mom found a good job. Our family's financial situation improved. Everything was heading in a good direction. My mom said she was lucky. Her employer was great. Most of the other nannies had higher education and even bilingual skills, but my mom was hired as an exception. She got full social insurance, flexible vacation, and her salary was more than 3 times what she made before. She didn't have to work as hard anymore or worry about not being able to pay my tuition and living expenses. I always thought Kai Yi was my lucky star. But when did everything start to change? It seemed like it was after Chen Wei transferred here. She was also a poor student like me, but she was poorer and more beautiful. With smooth long hair, porcelain-like skin, a southern accent, and a soft voice. On her first day, she was named Class Beauty. On her first day, because the teacher criticized her for poor spoken English, she cried for a long time with her head on the desk. Many people gathered around to comfort her. Even Kai Yi stared at her for a long time. Later, Kai Yi helped her from time to time. Chen Wei always blushed, flustered, thanking him. The two of them got closer and closer. At first, I didn't think much about it, assuming it was just normal concern between classmates. One time, after gym class, I had a low blood sugar episode and felt dizzy and uncomfortable. I habitually reached into Kai Yi's pocket for some fruit candies. He shrugged. I didn't bring any. I laughed. Here we go again. Who would believe that? One time, he had forgotten to bring me candy and turned around to buy some at a nearby store, almost being late and getting punished. But this time, when I reached into his pocket, I only found a small hair tie. My smile froze. He laughed and explained. Chen Wei didn't bring a hair tie after gym class and got punished for standing. I kept one for her. I stood there. My heart stung as if something had pricked it. Since then, I've lost track of how many times Kai Yi made exceptions for her. He had a friend who always looked down on me, saying I wasn't good enough for Kai Yi. Kai Yi always said his friend was just a bit rude but wasn't a bad person, and I should be more understanding. Just because he mocked Chen Wei's accent, Kai Yi had a falling out with him. The seat on the bike that was once mine became hers. A year into our relationship, Kai Yi still didn't pin me at the top of his WeChat, saying he didn't want his family to find out about us dating, but now he had Chen Wei pinned. Her spoken English wasn't great, so Kai Yi hired a private tutor for her to help her practice. Since we started dating, Kai Yi always insisted on sitting at the same desk with me. Now, to tutor Chen Wei, Kai Yi asked the teacher to change our seats. He sat next to Chen Wei, helping her with homework. After school, Kai Yi took her out to show her things she had never seen before. Her first time at an amusement park, her first Starbucks, her first time at a 5-star restaurant. Chen Wei even called him brother, accepting his kindness more naturally. Everyone knew that Kai Yi recently had a spoiled southern little sister. They gave me the nickname, ex-wife. I repeatedly told myself that Kai Yi might just be helping out a transfer student who was more disadvantaged than me. But her presence really affected my feelings for him. I'm someone who takes love seriously. I didn't want to drift apart from him because of this. So, I decided to sit down and have a good conversation with him. I believe, as long as we talk it through, Kai Yi and I can solve this problem together. When we were on a date, I brought up the nickname they gave me. Chen Wei had also been given a nickname. Because of her southern accent and naturally high-pitched voice, a few boys in class started calling her Gai Zimei. Kai Yi exploded in front of the whole class, raging. I desperately hoped Kai Yi would protect me like that. But after I complained, he just smiled and didn't take it seriously. Oh, they probably just thought it was funny. Don't take it too seriously. At that moment, my throat felt tight, and I couldn't find the words. Even during our date, Kai Yi distractedly sipped his drink, constantly checking the messages Chen Wei sent. She must have said something, because Kai Yi suddenly laughed out loud. I wanted to talk to him seriously again. Kai Yi, can you listen to me? He casually replied. Yeah, I'm listening. Just then, a phone call popped up. Kai Yi immediately answered. On the phone, Chen Wei's excited voice came through. Kai Yi, guess what? My English score improved a lot. I'm only 5 points behind you. Only 5 points behind me and you're so proud? HMPH. This was just a fluke. Next time, I'll beat you. Her cute response made Kai Yi laugh. Alright, next time I won't tutor you. Don't be mean. Even if you don't help me, I won't lose to you next time. Okay, let's wait and see. They bantered without a care, completely ignoring my presence. I froze in place. My heart felt like it was submerged in ice water, slowly sinking. After a long time, Kai Yi finally remembered me. Right, Sha Chu, what were you going to say? I bit my lip. Kai Yi, before I could finish, Chen Wei interrupted again. Kai Yi, what should I do? I left my English notebook at your place last time. Kai Yi couldn't help but laugh. Look at you, so forgetful. What could you possibly remember? Alright, don't worry, I'll bring it to you tomorrow. Watching them bicker, I suddenly found it meaningless. After he hung up, I spoke softly. Kai Yi, if you want to break up, just say it. Kai Yi's face changed instantly. He looked up and frowned. Why? Just because I answered a phone call from her while we were on a date? Is it really that serious? I've told you so many times. I only think of her as a little sister. I couldn't hold it in anymore. As a little sister. You pin her at the top of your WeChat? As a little sister. You prepare hair ties for her every day? As a little sister. You tutor her every night at your house? And Chen Wei, does she have any boundaries? She calls you brother in front of me, always takes selfies in new clothes and sends them to you. Your phone is full of her selfies. Kai Yi's voice turned cold. Are you checking my phone? The air around him grew cold, and he smiled icily. If you don't trust me like this, then there's nothing more to say. With that, he grabbed his coat and left. I sat there, watching his figure disappear through the door. In a surge of emotion, I almost deleted all of Kai Yi's contact information. But I stopped, hesitating at the screen for a long time. I took a deep breath and went home, burying myself in practice papers to shift my mood. The next day at school, I opened my notebook and found that Kai Yi had filled in the notes for the classes I missed when I was sick. I suddenly felt soft. I thought of the good things he had done for me. I wanted to talk to him again. But he was still sulking, avoiding me at school, leaving as soon as class ended, and not replying to my WeChat. I smiled helplessly, ready for a long battle. The next day, Chen Wei reached out to me first. She said carefully, "Don't be mad at him. I didn't know you were dating at the time. He told me I could call him anytime. Don't be mad at him. He stays up late tutoring me every day. He's already so tired. He doesn't have time to deal with your little emotions. Don't break up with him because of me." Since she transferred here, she had always spoken to me like this. Triumphant, proud, and showing off. Anyone could hear her intentions. I was about to say something when Kai Yi walked into the classroom, raising an eyebrow. "What are you two talking about?" Chen Wei coughed a few times. "I heard you two are breaking up because of me. I want you two to make up." Kai Yi laughed. "Why does it matter to you whether we make up? You're sick and still have the energy to play matchmaker? Are you stupid?" I said to Kai Yi. "Kai Yi, I need to talk to you alone." Kai Yi smiled faintly. "Sure, what do you want to say?" At that moment, Chen Wei's tears fell. A drop fell from her eyes. The classroom was filled with her muffled sobs. Kai Yi's face suddenly changed. "Why are you crying? Did someone bully you?" Chen Wei bit her lip, shaking her head silently. But the next second, she looked at me with a pitiful gaze. "Sha Chu, if you don't like me, just tell me. Why do you have to call me cheap and tell me to stay away from him? I'm poor, but I can't let you insult me like this." The crowd around me grew larger. Seeing Chen Wei crying in front of me, they whispered among themselves. I didn't bully her. My explanation didn't matter. The more I explained, the stranger their gazes became. Even Kai Yi gave me a meaningful look. Then he sighed, stroking my hair. "All right, Sha Chu, it's okay. Just apologize to Chen Wei. He wasn't even involved. He hadn't seen anything. But he chose to unconditionally believe Chen Wei. My reputation, my dignity, didn't matter to him. I refused to give in. Why should I apologize? I never said that." She framed me. I tried to explain, but no one cared. Finally, Kai Yi lost patience with comforting me and suddenly laughed in front of me. That laugh was low and cold. "Isn't that enough? Why bother? I've already given you a way out. What else do you want? Are you saying she's wronged you? She's soft-hearted, and when she's bullied, she just hides in a corner and cries. If she wasn't bullied this badly, why would she be crying like this? Now that her family's doing a little better, she's learned to bully people weaker than her. Have you forgotten? You were once a poor guy who could barely afford your tuition." My face turned pale. Seeming to realize his words were harsh, Kai Yi awkwardly looked away. "I'm just apologizing here." Chen Wei's soft-hearted. "She won't hold it against you, and neither will I." I held back my tears and said word by word, "I won't apologize." Kai Yi's eyes turned cold. "Hey, what's this? Do you really want to be the ex-wife now?" The world seemed to freeze, my mind buzzing. So, he too used that disgusting nickname to refer to me. I couldn't control my emotions anymore. I slapped him. "Kai Yi, we're breaking up." The sharp sound of the slap echoed in the classroom. Everyone fell silent. It was the first time in his life that Kai Yi had been slapped. His expression changed, and he instinctively raised his hand. But when he saw my red eyes, he slowly lowered it. "Fine, Sha Chu, don't regret it." After breaking up, I sent back everything he had given me. Our couple rings, the pottery we made together, the little notes he secretly slipped into my books, and the pen he gave me on my birthday. Our mutual friends told me that Kai Yi thought I was sending peace offerings. He felt a little better, but when he found what I actually sent, he almost laughed in anger. They said Kai Yi was in a terrible mood now. They said Kai Yi had always been a little unstable, and when his mood was bad, he acted like a mad dog, so I should be careful. I didn't think much about it. I just blocked and deleted him from everything. Luckily, the first day after the breakup was peaceful. When news of our breakup spread, a lot of girls surrounded him, treating him like royalty. I quietly focused on my studies. But every time I accidentally made eye contact with him, my heart still raced uncontrollably. But I truly didn't want to date him anymore. To him, Chen Wei would always come first. She would always be his priority. I would always be the ignored backup. Kai Yi always had so many reasons to be kind to others. I didn't want this kind of relationship anymore. I'm actually a person with a complicated personality. I don't have much security. As long as I'm not someone's firm choice, as long as I feel unimportant to someone, I'll immediately run away, as far as possible. I thought I had just broken up with him. Although it ended unpleasantly, I would quickly meet new people, experience new things. I could take things up, and I could let them go. Kai Yi would slowly fade out of my life. Everything would get better. But I was wrong. The first problem arose with my mom. A week after the breakup, my mom came home from work, her face pale, and told me her job had been suspended. The employer's expensive diamond necklace had gone missing, and they accused her of stealing it. I shook with anger and demanded the employer's address to confront them. When I got there, I found out it was Kai Yi's house. Just as I arrived at the door, I saw Kai Yi and Chen Wei getting out of a Rolls-Royce. Chen Wei was happily following behind him, and two servants were carrying large shopping bags. I couldn't help but think, money really makes people look good. At that moment, Chen Wei was wearing a new wool coat, her face rosy and full of smiles. She didn't look like the shy transfer student from before. At that moment, it felt like someone had poured cold water on me, and I turned and ran back. Later, my mom tried to find another job. But for some reason, everything she tried failed. I once naively thought that my relationship with Kai Yi was equal. Because I never relied on him. My financial support didn't come from him. My studies didn't depend on him. I thought that since I didn't take his money, we could be on equal footing. But it wasn't like that. I thought things couldn't get worse. But someone started spreading rumors at school, calling me a thief. I was bullied. When I talked to my classmates, they either pretended not to hear or turned and walked away. As soon as I entered the classroom, the previously noisy atmosphere would immediately quiet down. Everyone's eyes were on me, full of disdain and suspicion. Some even instinctively pushed their valuable items into their desk drawers when they saw me. There were rumors about me posted on the school walls. Sha Chu's mom is a maid, and she's a thief too. I heard she was caught stealing. Oh, I know her. She used to look down on poorer transfer students. So funny, acting like she's something special. Who knows where her money's coming from? I heard her mom only finished elementary school. How could she even get a high-paying job as a maid? Maybe she's sleeping with the employer. Like mother, like daughter. Who knows how dirty Sha Chu is in private? Someone carved the word, thief, into my desk with a knife. My notebook was marked with red ink, calling me a used-up slut. Even on my way home from school, a few girls grabbed me and dragged me away. When Kai Yi found me, I was locked in a bathroom, curled up, drenched in tears. He stood at the door, his silhouette framed by the light. He took off his coat and draped it over me. My teeth were chattering, and my voice was choked with emotion. I'm sorry, Kai Yi finally smiled. He opened his arms, patting my back gently. Good girl, I forgive you. After that, the rumors about me disappeared overnight. The people who led the bullying were forced to transfer schools. When I got home, I was sick for a few days with a high fever. Kai Yi came to take care of me every day. As soon as school ended, he'd come to my house, feed me medicine, and patiently help me catch up on missed lessons. My mom didn't know we had dated. She was shocked when she saw the proud young master from the employer's family squatting down to help me put on socks. Afterwards, because the missing necklace was found, my mom was reinstated and even compensated with a large amount for emotional distress. Life returned to normal. It seemed like nothing had ever happened. Kai Yi became the way he used to be. But it felt like I was meeting him for the first time. I didn't dare to act recklessly anymore. I reconciled with him. Based on the lessons I had learned before, I realized a good boyfriend didn't understand certain things. Moreover, I couldn't like him the way I used to. But I also didn't dare to bring up breaking up again, afraid it would anger him. I was truly scared. So, I decided to treat him like an ATM. I became even more enthusiastic than before. On my birthday, Kai asked me what gift I wanted. I smiled and said, "You decide." He looked at me for a while and softly said, "Your coat is getting faded and isn't warm. I'll go to my family's tailor and have some clothes made for you." In the past, I would have quickly refused, always afraid of owing him too much. But now, my eyes lit up. Really? That's great. I'd love to be warmer. In the cafeteria, I still stuck to ordering only vegetarian dishes. Kai, as usual, frowned and gave me some of his meat. "You'll become malnourished. You're getting too thin. I'll add 5,000 to your meal card." In the past, I would have smiled and waved it off, saying, "It's okay. I'm actually trying to lose weight." This time, I didn't hesitate, immediately nodding. "That's great. Now I can have meat every meal." I didn't refuse when he bought me things anymore. Whether it was a fancy branded necklace, an expensive dress from the window display, or high-end luxury goods I once couldn't even look at, I accepted them calmly. He took me to the most expensive 5-star restaurants to try new dishes, invited me to a private equestrian club to try horseback riding, and I didn't refuse. I'd even tiptoe and lean in to kiss him, smiling as I said, "Thank you. I really love these." I never initiated kisses before. Kai froze for a few seconds, his ears turning red. He gently stroked my cheek. "Baby, you really know how to make me like you now." On Friday after school, Chen Wei's friends started calling me ex-wife, asking me to stay behind to help them with chores while they went shopping with Chen Wei. Kai was nice to Chen Wei, and his friends were treated well too. Whenever he bought something for Chen Wei, they got their share, and he always reminded them to take good care of her. I didn't understand why he wanted to get back together with me if he treated Chen Wei this way. But I had already given up trying to understand him. Maybe I was just a little game between the two of them. At least I shouldn't offend Chen Wei's friends. I couldn't be carefree like before. I thought about a lot and decided. So I smiled and said, "Okay." They laughed and said, "Thanks, ex-wife." To my surprise, that day, Kai directly kicked over the table. His eyes were as cold as ice as he glared at them. "Who the hell dares to call her that again?" The classroom went completely silent. No one dared to breathe. Once the classroom was empty, Kai cornered me against the wall. "Why aren't you mad? They called you that. Why don't you care?" I laughed awkwardly. "It's no big deal. You've told me before not to be too calculative. I've kept those words in my heart, and I used to be your ex-girlfriend, so what they said wasn't wrong." Before I could finish, Kai suddenly leaned in and kissed me. When his warm touch landed on me, I froze completely. Kai's kiss was always aggressive. He held my hand, deepening the kiss bit by bit. I couldn't push him away. I didn't resist, staying still, letting him kiss me. Only when I could barely breathe did he release me. "Don't forget, you're not the ex-wife. You're the current girlfriend." He looked at me, still dazed, with a hint of a smile in his voice. "Dummy, next time remember to breathe while kissing." Apart from making money from Kai, I studied seriously and steadily ranked first in my grade. My classmates told me that with such good grades, the reserved spot for Nanda this year was definitely mine. They congratulated me, saying I could go to Nanda with Kai. To my surprise, the next day, Chen Wei took the initiative to reach out to me. She almost couldn't hide her smile. "Kai asked the school to reserve the spot for me. He wants to go to Nanda with me. Would you mind? He knows I've always wanted to go to Nanda. So he helped me. If you're angry, I'll refuse him." I stayed silent. I instinctively wanted to say, "If you refuse him, you won't be happy. I won't fall for the same trap again." This time, I didn't make a scene, interrupting her subtle display of affection. "That's really great. Congratulations." Chen Wei froze for a moment, not expecting me to react this way. Kai probably thought I would make a scene. Before I could approach him, he came over on his own to explain. "With your abilities, you can get into Nanda on your own. Chen Wei isn't in the best state, and when it comes to big exams, she always drops the ball. So, let her have this chance, okay?" I smiled lightly. "You decide these things yourself. No need to explain to me." Kai's face stiffened, and for a moment, he didn't know what to say. He looked at me. "Aren't you angry?" I said, "I'm not angry. Like you said, with my own abilities, I can go to a good school." Kai didn't say anything more. That evening, Kai transferred 500,000 yuan to me, with a note saying it was a voluntary gift. I happily accepted the payment. After that, I studied even harder, spending every day in the library, even studying while eating. People around me thought I was working so hard, because my reserved spot was taken. And I wanted to go to Nanda with Kai Yi. Feeling a sense of urgency. Kai Yi thought the same. Every time he saw me so exhausted I was about to fall asleep, he'd feel sorry for me and send me money, telling me to cheer up. But in reality, I didn't care that much about Nanda. I wasn't competing with Chen Wei. Nor was I trying to get back at Kai Yi. I was studying for myself. After all, for someone like me, from a small town, studying is the only way to rise. Then, I did exceptionally well on the college entrance exam. When I checked my answers, I knew the best universities in the country were well within my reach. After the results came out, Kai Yi only asked, "Is your score enough for Nanda?" I said, "Yes." He smiled, "Then we'll be able to stay together in college." I pursed my lips. But I no longer wanted to be with him. Ever since my mom was wrongly accused, she had known the fear of unemployment. She started taking makeup classes. To my surprise, she was talented at it. She casually posted a video online, and it went viral. She became more and more confident. And her account grew successfully. The night I was deciding on my college application, she cautiously brought up the idea of quitting the Kai family. She discussed it with me. A friend of mine invited me to open a makeup studio in Beijing. If it works out, I should be able to earn much more than now. But that means I'll have to leave the Kai family and give up a stable job. She hesitated. After all, you still need tuition and living expenses. If you don't agree, I won't go for now. I took her hand. Mom, you've worked so hard for me these years. If you want to do it, go ahead. I support your dream. Mom froze for a moment, then smiled. Her eyes creased with fine lines. My little girl is growing up. It's a shame that after you go to university, I won't be able to stay close to you. I won't be able to take care of you. Kai Yi has already reserved the spot for Nanda. And you worked so hard because of him. You two will be at the same university. You'll need to take care of each other. I interrupted her. Mom, my score isn't just enough for Nanda. I've decided to go to Qingda. Like you, I'm going to Beijing. But we need to keep this a secret. Don't let him know before school starts. At a class reunion, the private room was noisy. Kai Yi walked in and sat directly next to me. Babe, have you confirmed your college application? Check carefully. Don't make any mistakes. I nodded. Got it. Kai Yi leaned in, casually playing with my hair. When school starts, we'll check in together. You've never been on a plane. You won't be okay without me. As soon as he finished speaking, Chen Wei walked over, holding a juice, and naturally joined our conversation. I've never been on a plane either. Can we go together? Kai Yi, how about we sit together? I feel scared flying alone. Kai Yi smiled slightly, raised his eyes to look at me. What do you think? I took a sip of tea. It's fine, sitting close. You can take care of her. This was my reaction. And Kai Yi paused for a moment. He frowned. You're my girlfriend. If anyone should sit together, it should be us. Chen Wei bit her lip. Her eyes quickly filled with grievance. She didn't say anything else, just stood quietly by. I glanced at her, then looked at Kai Yi and said, "You should comfort her." Kai Yi smiled. "No, my girlfriend seems to be mad at me. I need to comfort you first." He pinched my earlobe. "Babe, we promised. We'll check in together when school starts." I didn't say anything, just held the teacup and nodded lightly. The check-in for Qingda is 2 days earlier than Nanda. Kai Yi came to my house to see me packing, thinking I was going on a trip. He leaned against the doorframe and reminded me, "Come back early. Don't have too much fun. Don't miss the check-in." I lowered my eyes, stuffing a shirt into my suitcase. I know. When the plane took off, the roar of the engine drowned out my heartbeat. The city below gradually shrank. Familiar streets and buildings finally blurred into a patch of light, scattered in the clouds. I leaned back in my seat and let out a long sigh. After I started school, my mom officially quit the Kai family. I also changed my phone number, and completely blocked and deleted Kai Yi. A week after school started, I was getting ready to go downstairs to the cafeteria. My mom suddenly called me in a hurry. "Xiao Chu. After you left, Kai Yi went crazy looking for you. He contacts me every day." I didn't dare tell him. "Now he somehow knows you're at Qingda. He might come to find you. You should talk to him. Settle it well." I held the phone, looking out the window at the phoenix tree, and softly agreed. I know." Sure enough, a few days later, my roommate excitedly came over to my desk. Sha Chu. Someone's downstairs looking for you. He's super handsome. Standing there like an idol. A lot of people are secretly watching him. I paused. Then put on my jacket and went downstairs. From far away, I saw Kai Yi standing under the camphor tree. Kai Yi's face had always attracted attention. And many people were secretly taking pictures of him. A girl asked him for his WeChat. And he suddenly got irritated. Glared at her fiercely. The girl was startled. Gripped her phone tightly, and quickly walked away. When he saw me, the coldness in his eyes immediately melted. He hurried over and grabbed my wrist. His voice was hoarse and a bit angry. Sha Chu, why did you leave without a word? If you didn't want to go to Nanda, you could have told me. I wouldn't have forced you. I felt like a fool. Getting completely fooled by you. I was even planning to go to check in with you when school started. I was worried you wouldn't be used to the dorm. So I rented an off-campus apartment for you to give you a surprise. And you played with me like this. Is it fun? I looked at the redness around his eyes, and spoke softly, but Kai Yi, I was scared. I was afraid you'd get back at me. I'm really scared. I'm just an ordinary girl. We're from different worlds. I just want to protect myself. Is that wrong? Since you know I've tricked you now. Are you going to bully me again, like before? Kai Yi froze. And there was a hint of panic in his eyes. Bullying wasn't my idea. And I didn't spread those rumors. I'm sorry. I admit I was angry. I didn't protect you that time. But you shouldn't have broken up with me over something so small. His posture softened. With a hint of pleading. Sha Chu, I beg you, don't be afraid of me, okay? I pushed his hand away. Took a step back. You think that was a small thing. But it wasn't to me. You could have been with Chen Wei. You like her. She likes you. Now that I'm out of the picture, you two can be happy together. Kai Yi's eyes turned red as he explained. Who told you I like her? I've told you so many times. I only see her as a sister. There's something I've never told you. I'm not the only child in my family. I actually had a younger sister. When we were kids, she begged me to take her shopping. But for a moment, I lost track of her. And she ran into the street and had an accident. Since then, I've felt guilty. I couldn't sleep for nights. I kept having nightmares. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her crying, calling me brother. Chen Wei looks so much like her. I just wanted to make up for the things I didn't give to my sister. He looked at me with hope. Sha Chu, I really like you. I took a deep breath. So? If you want to make up for her, what does that have to do with me? I don't want to care about who you treat better. Or measure who you care about more. Between me and Chen Wei. Does she have to keep inserting herself between us? Doing things that make me misunderstand. And every time you explain, I have to forgive you? It's exhausting. Kai Yi. I have my own life to live. I can't always revolve around you. So, Kai Yi, let's end this here. Kai Yi didn't give up. Since that day, he still often contacted me. Everyone knew. There was a handsome guy chasing me. My roommates often spoke highly of Kai Yi in front of me. Why won't you agree? Such a great guy is rare. He's so handsome. Sha Chu, you're lucky. I would have agreed right away. Enough already. If you keep this up, this kind of high quality, handsome guy might start liking someone else. At first, I thought my roommates were just speaking casually. Until one day I overheard them talking in the hallway on the phone. Don't worry, we tell Sha Chu good things every day. Don't forget to transfer this month's bonus. It turned out, Kai Yi had bribed them with money. Ha, they know the bonus goes to my roommate. But they don't know to transfer a little extra to me. So I deliberately said in front of my roommates, Kai Yi keeps contacting me. But it's not working. I'll just find a boyfriend to make him completely give up. After that, Kai Yi didn't dare to come anymore. But he didn't give up. He just changed to a less annoying way to pester me. He started sending luxury goods every day to my dorm door. With a note on each item. Written in his flamboyant handwriting. Sorry, I didn't even open them. Just took pictures and sold them on second-hand platforms. The person who spread rumors and instigated bullying was Kai Yi. In the second year of university, Chen Wei ran for student council president. And she was just one step away from winning. Kai Yi sent evidence of her bullying a classmate. And she lost the election. On the apology gift, Kai Yi told me, no matter what interviews or jobs Chen Wei applies for in the future, he would make sure all companies he works with wouldn't hire her. He would use his own way to put an end to what happened years ago. I didn't keep track of what happened between Chen Wei and Kai Yi anymore. I just focused on living my life. My grades in my major remained at the top of the class. I worked on research projects with my advisor. And spent my spare time in the library. Occasionally, I'd go to the movies or shop with newly made friends. In my senior year, I received an offer from a well-known company in Beijing, with a salary far beyond my expectations. On graduation day, I wore my graduation gown and took photos on campus. From afar, I saw Kai Yi standing under the camphor tree, wearing a suit, looking much more mature than before. His hair was neatly combed, no longer carrying the youthful arrogance from before. He didn't dare to come over, just watched me from a distance. I didn't stop, continuing to smile and take photos with my friends. The wind blew through the camphor tree leaves, rustling softly, as if bidding farewell to the past. The days of confusion, pain, and helplessness finally came to a complete end in that moment. I was no longer the girl who needed to rely on others, afraid of losing everything. Instead, I had, through my own efforts, grasped a brand new life that belonged to me.